Welcome to Pillar Yoga Club. My name is Peter and I will be guiding you today through a Vinyasa practice with a focus on backbends. So I'll be opening the front body as a way of counteracting a lot of the postures that we would regularly get into in our daily lives. And what I'll say is you come into it with an open mind with no expectation of how you think your practice will go, but you allow your body to guide you through the movements, through comfort and adjustments that you can make if you need to make those adjustments. For today's class, what I'd say you need or might need will be a couple of blocks, but if you don't have those, you can have a couple of hardback books equally sized that you can use for support. There are other ways you might be able to use them, but just have them handy and I'll guide you through. Maybe a strap or a towel, a tie, something like that you might need, but again, it's not essential if you have it. And a third thing, if you need a padding or towel for your knees when we are in lunging positions, just so it's comfortable. But once you have all of those ready, just come to your mat and we will begin. We'll start the class in child's pose. So for child's pose, have your knees down on the ground, untuck your feet and try and get your hips as far down as you can. Walk your hands all the way, maybe with a few wiggles to side, and drop your shoulders, drop your head down towards the ground. So we become present with our bodies on the mat. Try to let go of your day, your week so far. You're fully present with your breath. And keep the breath flowing freely through your nose. Just observe what your breath says about where you are. And maybe you direct that breath to an intention, something you'd like to focus on as we move. You're still in child's pose. Start to take deliberate breaths in. Out through your nose. So we'll take a deep breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. Out again through your mouth. Final time, deep breath in through your nose. This time seal your lips and let it flow out through your nose. Keep these breaths deliberate with your hands out. Your next inhale, lift your hips over your knees and we move to our first back bend, puppy pose. So adjust your knees so they fall directly under your hips and walk your hands out. Try to stretch long in the spine with your breath in and maybe drop your forehead, if there's space, your chin to the ground. And we make space in the front body, long breaths all the way to your hands. You can even lift your hands to fingertips or wider to accommodate your shoulders. And keep getting your chest as far down as you can. And deep inhale through your nose, stretch the arms. And exhale, lower your shoulders closer down. One more breath here in puppy pose. And lower your hands flat if you've lifted to fingertips. And take it all the way down to your elbows. We meet in our next back bend, Sphinx pose. So elbows directly under the shoulders and hands are flat. You can stay here with relaxed shoulders. If you want to energize, push through the elbows and lift long in the spine. So you can get this feeling of drawing the elbows back, long spine, breathe in, engage through your hips, stretch your legs straighter, deep breath out. Inhale, stretch long and open in your front. Exhale, keep stretching your legs, toes pointing back. You can stay here exactly as you are, or you press through your hands so your elbows lift slightly off the ground. And we move Sphinx closer to seal pose. You can always drop your elbows back down if it doesn't work in your lower back. You maintain that feeling of stretching the spine long in front, shoulders draw away from the ears, hips down, legs straight. Let's take one more breath in the back bend. If you've lifted the elbows, lower back down, lower all the way to your shoulders, walk your hands close and move your hips side to side. And loosen around the back. And bring it back to center. We'll have the hands wide, still shoulder height on fingertips, and push through the hands, wave up and open, come to wide arm cobra. Exhale, drop the shoulders low down. Press through the hands, breathe in, wide arm cobra. Lift your chin if you can. Exhale. Exhale, bow low with your shoulders. One more time, push through the hands and lift your shoulders. Long spine, hold it here. If there's still space and you want to push through the hands so your arms nearly straighten. Long legs, breathe in. Take it back down as you breathe out. Walk your hands close, move your hips once more side to side. Your elbows lifted above the hands. And push to round back to child's pose. Not quite resting in child's pose, your hands in front. Snake your way forwards, this time to cobra. Lift as high as feels comfortable in your shoulders, elbows back. And push, rounding back to child's pose. We do this twice more. Slide forward on the inhale, push through the hands, arch your back. Exhale, push your hips towards your heels, child's pose. Final time, snake your way forward, use your hands and push, open in the front. Exhale, send your hips to your heels and hold child's pose with hands in front. Move your hips, move your shoulders side to side and come back to center. We'll take a breath in together and breath out. Walk your hands back towards your knees. We'll come into this position, a thunderbolt or Vajrasana. You can draw your knees together. If it feels uncomfortable to press your hips to your heels, maybe have blocks between your feet and your hips. Maybe between your feet so you can rest your hips level on the ground. I'll start here. Reach your hands out in front and round the shoulders. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. On the breath in, open the arms, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the shoulders forwards. Point your thumbs down this time. Inhale, open the arms, look up to the sky. Exhale, round the shoulders, the back of your hands reach the front. Inhale, open the arms, look forwards or up. Do this one more time. Around the shoulders forwards, chin to your chest. That's final inhale. Breathe to open the shoulders. And next time as we exhale, interlace the hands in front and flip. We're pushing the hands out. And get this curve from your knees to your hips level. Round the shoulders, shoulder blades as wide as you can get them. Push the arms straight. Long arms stretching through your fingers. And if there's still space, drop your chin to your chest. Bow low. Let's hold this rounded spine for one more breath in, breath out, and lift your hands high above your head. Keep the interlaced hands and stretch from hips, shoulders to hands. You can stay relaxed in the shoulders, but if it works, draw the shoulder blades close together, lengthen the arms, and see how far they can go. Stretch behind the head. Keep spreading all the way to the fingers. Breathe in. And release the hands, release the shoulders, twist or move in any way that you need to get comfortable. And then we take it this time to tabletop. The blocks out of the way, maybe in front so you get access to them. Both hands down, knees under the hips, and move in any way that your body needs you to move to get comfortable. So it could be side to side movement with the hips, it could be circles around the hands and the knees. If you're circling, pause somewhere and switch to change direction. And we meet back in center. Spread the fingers wide, push to the knuckles, long arms, and tuck your feet under the knees still down. Next breath in, stretch your right leg straight off the ground and point the toes. Lift your chin if you can. Exhale, round the knee to the nose, round the upper back. Inhale, stretch your right leg high. Maybe bend the knee, point the toes towards the back of your head. Exhale, knee to nose, round the shoulders. Do this one more time. Kick your right leg high to the sky and bend the knee, open here. You can stay with both arms straight. Bend the elbows and lower your chest down, still with right knee lifted. See if you can look forward. It feels a little like poppy pose where we've been with right knee lifted. And push back through the hands. Draw your right knee forward to the nose, round the back, hold it here, breathe in. And step your right foot forward as you breathe out. So you can use your right hand to walk the foot in front. Hands on fingertips. Maybe use blocks under each hand if you want. You can untuck the back foot, and here's a chance where you can use your padding under the left knee. And we try and work comfort into our low lunge. So with low lunge, we circle the right knee over the ankle, the left knee on the ground, move the hips, maybe side to side. You can go forwards and backwards. You can open and then close your front. And when you get comfortable, push through the hips, send your hips low. See if you can find a deep lunge with long open front. Hands can be forwards on your blocks. Hands and maybe your blocks could walk back alongside the hips. If there's space and you want to, hands can go towards the hips and push the hips forward. Draw the elbows, shoulder blades close together behind you. You keep your chin tucked as long as you need to. If it feels comfortable and your head can support it. Lift your chin to look up at the sky. Hold your deep lunge for one more breath in, and send your chin to your chest. Release your hands back, move the blocks out of the way. Hands down, step your right knee back to tabletop. We move once more, side to side. Maybe take those circles, forward, backward movements. And then we come back to meet on all fours. We'll take one vinyasa, and a vinyasa is basically bending and flowing through our back bends. So bend the elbows, lower your chest and chin down with hips lifted. Slide forward to cobra. Breathe in and hold the elbows in. Let's lower the shoulders back fully down to the ground. And this time we focus on lifting the hands and shoulders off the ground. Come to your lifted shoulders, active back bend. Press the tops of your feet down. Engage through your glutes. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower your shoulders, push back through to tabletop, and move once more, side to side. Loosen the shoulders, loosen the back. And come back to meet in center with tucked feet for the next side. Push through your hands, stretch your left leg straight off the ground, lift high in your chin, breathe in, breathe out, knee to nose, round the upper back. Inhale, stretch your left leg high. See if you can bend the knee as you point the toes up. Exhale, round through the shoulders, push firm through the hands. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Final time, and point the toes, lift as high as you can. And maybe you stay here with long arms, or bend the elbows back to lower your shoulders and chest to the ground. Feels a little like scorpion's tail with chest down, hips high. Breathe in, and push through the hands. Draw your left knee back to your chest. Hold, squeezing tight, long arms. And step your left foot forward between the hands. And remember, you can use your left hand to guide the foot forward. Hands may be against blocks again or fingertips. You can tuck your right toes or keep them untucked and move in any way that allows you to become comfortable once more in your lunge. Now see if you can notice any tight areas, and you can spend longer just flossing through and releasing, sending the breath to it. And once you start to get comfortable, you can lunge deeper. Push the weight to your left heel. Use the hands to open the front and stay. Or walk your hands, maybe the blocks alongside the hips, maybe no blocks. Maybe your hands work to push both sides of the hips towards the ground. And you draw the elbows, shoulder blades back if there's space. Maybe even lift your chin up. Open the front. One more inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, hands back in front, and step your left knee back. You meet in tabletop. Loosen your hips, move side to side, and we'll take one other round of vinyasa. Bend the elbows, lower your chest and chin down, hips stay high, and slide forward from chaturanga. Cobra once again. Open the front, squeeze the elbows together, and drop your shoulders down. This time we focus on the legs. Keep your shoulders and hands flat, and point your toes. Lift your feet, your knees, as much of your thighs off the ground with the legs straight, and engage through the glutes. Lift even higher. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out. See if you can pick your thighs off the ground a little more. Breathe in and lower your feet back to the mat. Push through the hands to tabletop and send your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Move side to side. Release your shoulders. Come back to center, hands in front. Let's slide our way forwards, back to cobra. Breathe in, arch the back, and breathe out. Push through the hands, now tuck your toes. Lift the knees off the ground. Downward facing dog, the first one of the class. So move freely, sway side to side. You can bend one leg with the toes nearly lifted off the ground. Keep the other leg straight and switch sides. You can even do both knees at the same time, so you bend the knees wide or in front, look towards the hands, and straighten the legs. Do something similar with the arms, maybe bend one elbow, look the opposite way, bend the other, return to center. If you want to bend both elbows, look back or forwards and straighten the arms, and let's come back steady in downward dog. And try and push your knuckles, the base of your palms, and fingertips to the mat. Stretch long from hands to your shoulders, shoulders to your hips. Keep hips level at the top and send that line running through your knees to your heels. Push the ground, breathe in, breathe out. Next inhale, rise high on your toes, bend your knees soft, and start to tiptoe forward. Take it as nice, as slow as you can. Get to the top of your mat. And when you arrive there, root fully in your feet. Your hands can now lift the fingertips. You can even use blocks here to support, but make sure you're bending your legs enough to round or bow your shoulders low. Fold the arms at the elbows and come to ragdoll. So we use this movement in the shoulders to decompress the spine. And you try to focus a little more on getting the heads down than keeping your legs straight. And slow the movement down. Release your hands back if you've lifted and push, roll up, steady. Dangle the arms, keep your chin tucked to your collarbone and roll your way up to standing. Once your shoulders lift, you can lift your head. If you need to, walk your feet closer or wider apart. Push through the heels, lift up the kneecaps. Let's rock the shoulders forwards, up towards the ears. Reach them back and open, down. Take one more circle with the shoulders, round the upper back, squeeze high towards the ears, and peel open. Come to mountain pose, Tadasana, hands facing the front of the room, long legs, breathe in, and breathe out. With your next inhale, lift your hands up to the sky and stretch from your heels, lift the kneecaps. See if you can find a deeper back bend with the hips in front. Look up to the sky, breathe in. Breathe out, fold forward with soft knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, stretch the back to halfway lift or Adha Uttanasana. And maybe use the hands to push against the shins, long spine. It feels like you're slightly back bending, stretching from hips to your chin forwards. Breathe in, breathe out, soften the knees and bow low again. Do this one more time. Inhale, long spine, straight legs, halfway lift. Next exhale, plant the hands down, step your left foot back and lower to the knee with the toes tucked. Low lunge once again. Push your right knee over the foot and you can press through the hands. Use blocks if you need. Maybe send your hands with blocks alongside the hips. Or this time you interlace your hands behind the back and you can push the palms together. Long arms, reach towards your back heel or as high away from the ground as you can. With every breath in, stretch open in the front. With every breath out, stay steady or push your hips a little lower. Deep inhale, open the front. And exhale, release your hands from behind you. Frame your front foot and step your right knee back to tabletop. Untuck your feet, push through the hands, breathe in. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower your chest and chin down. Inhale, slide forward again, cobra, open your front. Exhale, lower your shoulders. And from lying against the front, both sides lift high this time. Active back bend in the legs and the upper body. Stretch as long as you can be and lift both sides high. And hold the elbows in cactus. If you want to stretch the arms out for Superman style, locust, Shavasana. Stretch long, breathe in and breathe out. Drop your hands, your feet back down. Push through tabletop, tuck your toes and lift to downward facing dog. Get there and move side to side. Pedal, sway the hips, loosen the legs, loosen the arms and the shoulders. And come back steady. Downward facing dog, flat hands, hips high, and heels low to the ground. Next inhale, rise high on your toes and bend your knees, look forward, step your left foot between the hands. You can use your left hand, guide the foot forward, and drop to your right knee, low lunge again. Push weight to your left heel and use the hands to open the front. Once more, feel free to stay here, use blocks if you want. Walk your hands back to open your front a little bit more, shoulders draw away from the ears. Or you connect your hands behind your back, take the awkward or the opposite interlace and stretch the arms straight towards your right heel, away from the back. And your chin can stay tucked in all the time or you lift your chin, look up to the sky. Take one more breath in. And release the hands. Frame your left foot, lift your right knee and step forward. Inhale, straight to halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Push through the feet, lift your hands high to the sky and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center and down to the side once more in mountain pose. Next go, connect your hands behind you on the hips. Point your fingers down or if there's space to point your fingers up towards the shoulders. To start here, long legs, push your hips forward and try and draw your elbows, your shoulder blades close together. Long from heels, knees to hips and breastbone. And maybe lean your head back if it feels comfortable. Get your standing camel. Breathe in, breathe out, return through neutral. Release your hands from behind you. And next inhale, hands go up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine, Ardha Uttanasana, strengthen the legs, and bend the knees. Plant the hands down this time. Step your right foot back, tuck the toes, and lower your right knee down to the ground. We start with low lunge. Lean weight into your left heel and pick your hands off the ground. Crescent low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Stretch with the help of your right toes to the knee. Weight in your hips. Open your front, and maybe hands stay apart. If you can, connect your hands and wiggle your shoulders open. You can point your index finger, your thumbs up and back as you release, and try and hold here. Open the front, one breath in, and breath out. Release the hands, frame your left foot, and step your left knee back to tabletop again. Push through the hands, breathe in, bend the elbows, breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward to sink your hips and open your front, cobra. Exhale, lower your shoulders again. And this time we lift the hands and the feet. Hold this version of your active locust, or stretch your hands out, Superman style. Hold steady, or if you want to bring some movement into this, pull the elbows, breathe in higher through your front, breathe out, stretch your arms, see if you keep your chest lifted. Breathe in, pull the elbows, cactus, lift higher, and breathe out. Lower your hands, your shoulders, your feet back. Push through tabletop, this time to child's pose. Move side to side, loosen your back. You can hold stillness or meet there for a breath. Hands down. If you wish to, lift straight to downward dog or slide your way forward. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push through tabletop, tuck your toes, and downward facing dog. Move in any way that you need to. And get back steady on your hands, low with your heels. Get the feeling of downward dog being this upside down V shape. Your hips at the top and your hands and feet to the base. Next breath, rise high on your toes and bend your knees. Look at your hands. Step your right foot forward, knee over foot. Plant the foot firmly down. Lower your left knee down. Begin in low lunge. Lean weight in your right heel and pick your hands off the ground back to Anjaneyasana. So create as much space in your front body as you can. Stretch the arms straight, hands apart, or if there's space to connect your hands, and wiggle the shoulders open. Stretch through the front, long. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, release the hands. Frame your front foot, left knee lifts, and we step forward straight to halfway lift. Breathe in, forward fold. Breathe out, push through the feet. Hands go up to the sky, look up. Draw your hands to heart center. Maybe close the eyes and feel the balance. And left and right sides from your feet, through your knees, to your hips and your shoulders. And notice the rise and fall in your chest. Expansion in your side ribs as you breathe. Let's take one more breath in. And blink the eyes open. Release the arms down to the sides. Let's connect the hands once more behind. This time interlace them. Push the palms together. Long arms, open the front. See the space to stretch your hands a little lower behind the knees perhaps. Open your front, breathe in. With the breath out, return through center, still with your arms and your hands interlaced. Bend the knees and rest your chest, your lower ribs on your thighs. So it feels a little like halfway lift with bent knees. Hips behind the shoulders, look forward, breathe in, breathe out. Push your legs nearly straight, lift your hands high above your head. The forward fold, soft knees with open shoulders. If there's still space, you push through the knees and look up higher at them, your knees, or towards your hips, with arms stretching even further out, maybe to the front of the room. Stay one more breath in and soften the knees, hinge your hips back, release the arms from the side, take it to chair pose, Utkatasana. Make this fierce, bend deeper in the knees and stretch neutral back from hips, shoulders to open hands. Breathe in, Utkatasana. Breathe out, fold, Uttanasana. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And bend the knees, plant the hands. You can hop or step back your feet to plank and bend the elbows, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog if your knees are lifted. Exhale, push back through your hands. Lift to downward facing dog. Sway side to side, loosen through your legs. Bring it slowly back to center. Let's move from here. Lift your right leg up to the sky, point the toes, three-legged dog. Bend the knee so you reach the heel towards your right hip. Look at your hands. Next inhale, push forward. Make a scorpion still with long arms. Lift your chin as high as you can. Step your right foot down between the hands. Again, maybe use the right hand to guide the foot forward. Keep that back left leg straight. And inhale, hands to the sky. Come to crescent lunge. So try and push the right knee forward over the heel. Push the left heel back beyond the toes. Breathe in, stretch long in the arms. Open the hands wide. And breathe out. Warrior two. Left heel is back and down. And stretch from hand to hand. It feels like you're trying to touch the front and the back of the room at the same time. So though the hips and shoulders open to the left side, you're looking forward at your right hand. Take a breath in. And hold warrior two. Breath out. Your next breath in, we reach the right hand forward. Flip the hand. Reverse it. Bend deeper in the knee. And you can lean against the left leg. If there's space to send your left hand in front of you, hand facing the ceiling. Maybe even bend deeper in the front knee. Bend your top arm if there's space. Breathe in, breathe out. Straighten the front leg and reach the right hand back close to the ankle. The triangle pose. We push through the left heel. Long spine, head forward. And soft, maybe bending your front knee. And stretch from right hand down to left hand up in the air. One more breath in here, and bend your right knee, side angle pose. So options in side angle, you can lean against your right knee, you can get close to the ground, you can even use a block to support that hand, but stretch from your right hand through the shoulders, open your left hand in the air, keep pressing firm in the feet, flat back. Next inhale, reverse it again, lift your right arm up to the sky, exhale, circle the hands down, frame your front foot, lift your left heel, and lower your left knee down. Just take a moment in low lunge, push forward, and you can stay here exactly as you are with hands down, or crescent low lunge, hands lift to the sky and stretch open. We've been here already. If you want a different variation, bend your right arm, reach the hand between the shoulder blades, and maybe your left hand goes towards the hip. It's a hybrid between poses we've been already, and you can keep working your hips forward. You can find your t-shirt with the left hand, or if there's space, bind. Maybe this is a point where you can use your strap to connect your right hand back and your left hand behind you. Maybe stretch open, lean only as far back as you feel comfortable to. Open your front, breathe in, and release gently out of the bind. Move your props out of the way and take your hands down. Step back to tabletop or plank if you want. Bend the elbows, lower through low plank, and push through your front. Upward facing dog, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Move the hips, pedal the feet. Take a moment to pause and find your breath. And we go on to the next left side. Next breath, lift your left leg high. Point the toes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, and everything else stays roughly the same. Heel towards the hip, look at your hands. Push forwards, inhale, scorpion still, high knee, lift your chin higher and step your left foot down between the hands. Feel free to use your left hand, walk the foot forward, almost right angle there, and hands lift to the sky. Crescent lunge, get your hips level, maybe a bit lower, and lift the arms straighter, spread the fingers wide. Take an inhale. Exhale to warrior two, right heel down, press the foot flat and stretch from hand to hand. Look at your left middle finger as you stretch. Keep the bend in your front knee and reach your left hand forward. Flip, reverse warrior, breathe in, bend deep in the knee. And your option, you can lean your right hand against the leg or send the hand forward. Work the knee in front, away from center to open the hip. If there's space to open your left shoulder a little bit more, you can even bend the top left arm. Breathe in, reverse warrior, and breathe out. Work that front leg nearly straight. Stack the shoulders, left hand close to the ankle, and right hand up in the air. And bend slightly in the front knee just to work the quads a bit more. And if you find your right shoulders drooping down, it makes sense to lift your left hand higher inside the shin and stretch, straight line, hand to hand. Breathe in, triangle pose. Breathe out, bend your left knee once more, leaning against the knee is an option. You can get close to the ground or use the block. Stretch from your left hand up to your right hand. Strong legs. The next breath in, back to reverse warrior. Open the shoulders, you can lean against the right leg or send the hand forward. And next exhale, circle both hands down. Frame your left foot, lift your right heel, and drop the knee down back to low lunge. So feel free to stay here, relaxed in your lunge. Push your hips down. If there's space and you want to, lift the hands up, Anjaneyasana. Maybe keep it here in Anjaneyasana. Or you can bend your left arm once more, elbow up. Reach your right hand back to the hip to work the hips even more in front. Maybe take your t-shirts, take a bind, use the strap if you want, and open as comfortably as you can get your lower back in, as far back as your shoulders will comfortably stretch. One more breath, everyone. And take it out of the pose, hands down, frame your left foot, and step back, plank or tabletop. You can flow, you can always skip the flows. And this time we'll take it to child's pose. Maybe any of the stable back bends we've already been in. Poppy, to Sphinx if you want, to Seal if you prefer, or you can hold downward dog. At the end of 3 breaths, we'll meet lying on our front together. Deep breath in, out. Let's take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, let's come to lie down on our front, hands close to the shoulders, move your hips side to side. Let's meet back in the center here. We'll take one floor-facing back bend. We'll have the shoulders and hands close. We'll take it step by step. So remember, you can always add skip options. You can take a step back. From your shoulders and hands down, bend your legs, point your toes up towards the sky. Stay here or lift the knees by engaging your glutes. Press down, lift your knees high. You can always return your knees down or stay. Maybe push through the hands to peel open your front, chin lifted. Stay here or hands lift off the ground. Maybe arms go stretching back towards the ankle and open, breathe in, breathe out. So bind, drop your knees maybe a little lower and catch the ankles and kick yourself up. Urdhva Dhanurasana. We open the front, kick strong through your legs, bow pose. Lift as high as you can through your feet by kicking and see how much more your shoulders can open. So stretch long in front, long through your legs, breathe in. Hold steady, breathe out. You can kick a little higher, opening the front, breathe in. And lower your shoulders, carefully back down. Release your knees, send your hands in front, and windscreen wipe your feet down to the mat. Once your feet touch the mat, push back. We meet in child's pose, hips low, and arms long in front. Let's take 2 more breaths here in child's pose, hands forwards. With your next inhale, slide your way back to your shoulders, push, arch your back, cobra. Exhale, lift your hips and tuck your feet. Downward facing dog. Have one more round of lunging. Inhale, lift your right leg and point to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, aim for the hip, for rolling forwards again. Scorpion sail, arch the back, lift as high in the knee as you can. Step your right foot down between the hands, strong legs, left leg straight. Inhale back to crescent lunge, hips stretch your hands, breathe in and go straight to warrior 2. As you breathe out, right hand forward, reach your right hand, flip, reverse it, bend deep in the knee, keep it away from center, and you can lean against your left leg this time. So options to remain exactly here with 2 long arms, or you bend your right arm, reach the hand behind the shoulder, between the shoulder blades. Maybe reach your left hand towards the hip to work it forward. So it's an option you can stay or return back from, or you send your left hand behind the back and you find a bind with the t-shirt, with your strap, maybe with interlaced fingers, and bend as deep in that front knee as you can. Hold here, breathe in, and stay strong in your legs, breathe out. With your next breath in, lift your left heel and move from reverse back through crescent lunge. Open the front, keep your bind, or you can always release the bind. Your right hand, your left hand is up, your right hand is down. And try to lean forwards. Get a straight line from your back heel to the head, to the hand or the elbow, and take it forward towards warrior 3. So you can keep the bind, you can release the bind, Maybe sending the arms wide to the side, back behind you. Hold steady, strong through your right leg, and push your left heel back. Let's take one more breath in Warrior 3. And step your left foot forward, lift your shoulders, and come to standing. Shake it all out. You can twist side to side. Kick your legs free. Or take it into one standing balance, lifting the left leg, dancer's pose. So we start with both feet firmly rooted. Push through your right heel, right big toe, and lift your right arm straight to the sky. So become tall on that right side. To get your left foot back, tuck the toes behind you, and the toes can stay off on the ground. So when we're coming into our back bend for dancers, you arch the back and stay roughly over the foot, or back from neutral. Bend your left leg and reach the hand outside the ankle or from the inside. Start with what feels a little like a quad stretch and arch the back, open your front. Again, you can stay roughly over that standing right foot, or you lean the shoulders forwards. Kick as strong as your left knee can go. So you lean, balance the shoulders in front, and strengthen, energize with a stronger kick in your left leg. Bend slightly in your standing leg to get support. Keep breathing, steady gaze. Open your front, kick strong through your back leg. One more breath in dancer's pose, Natarajasana. And lift the shoulders, knees back together. Lower your left foot, release your right arm, and shake it out. Loosen the shoulders, move from side to side. And just as a counter from that back bend, we'll take a forward fold together. So once you're ready to have your feet hip distance, push through the heels. Inhale, arms in the air, look up, breathe in. Soft bend in your legs. Catch your big toes with your peace fingers, your index and middle finger, and lengthen the spine. Feels like halfway lift with hands on toes. Exhale, bend the elbows wide, and we're splaying. Strong arms, breathe in to pull. Strong legs, push your knees, push your hips higher. Inhale, pull the elbows wide apart. Exhale, push through your knees so your hips lift higher. One more breath in Padangusthasana, and soften your knees, release your hands from your feet. Halfway lift, breathe in, bend the knees and plant your hands. You can hop or step back through plank, and you'll flow, bend the elbows, arch your back, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move the hips side to side, loosen the legs. You can even untop your toes to stretch through your ankles. You can do the same with your hands, flip to the back and stretch through your knuckles, your fingers, your thumbs. Let's push back to downward dog and our next side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, point the toes, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee and reach towards the hip. Look towards the hands and push, roll forward to scorpion still, high arch back, breathe in. Step your left foot down between the hands as you breathe out. Inhale, hands lift to the sky and stretch hips to fingertips. Exhale, warrior two, right heel down and stretch long in the arms. Look at your front middle finger and reach, flip your left hand. Reverse warrior and hold it here, bend deep in the knee. Maybe your arms stay straight as they are, or you bend your top arm, reach between the shoulder blades. Right hand can help push the hips forward. Maybe the right hand takes your t-shirt, or there's a chance if you want to use your straps. Your left hand holds the top and your right hand holds the bottom. And you open as much as you can, breathe in, and we take it slowly forwards. Right heel lift, come back through crescent and lean over your front knee. Slide your right foot as close as you can get it before it probably lifts off the ground. Come to warrior three. So tiny bend in your left knee to support you, work through the quads. And try and push your right heel back as if against the wall. If there's space to arch your back, look a little more in front. One more breath with as much control or support as you need. Step your right foot forward, move the strap out of the way. And we have our second dancer's pose. So this time we're lifting the right foot off the ground, strong through your left leg, stretch your left arm up to the sky and step your right toes back. So you can curve from here, from foot, open the shoulders, or you bend your right leg, catch the ankle and start that kick back with the knee, open the shoulders. Get that seesaw motion. Shoulders go forwards. Kick stronger through your right leg. And breathe. Steady gaze. Lean a little more in front. See how much higher you can kick your right leg. One more breath in dancer's pose. And release back from it. Feet down. Release the shoulders. Shake, shrug, twist side to side. I'll take one more counter pose, a fold to release. So feet flat down, push through your heels, lift your hands high to the sky, breathe in. Bend your knees enough that your chest and thighs nearly touch, and slide your hands under your feet. Prepare for gorilla pose. Breathe in, look forwards, and breathe out. Look towards your feet, try and work your legs straighter. You round the shoulders towards the knees and bow. Push your hips high. Take it out of a pose. Soften the knees. Release your hands from under you. And you lengthen forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. This time we bend the knees and come to chair pose. Hips down. Stretch from hips, shoulders to hands. And a little bit of work if you can. Heels lift off the ground. Chair on tiptoes. And take it nice and slow. Hips towards the heels. Slowly down. Heels down to the ground. Try to round the back. Your hands don't need to touch the mat, but if you need them there, use your hands down. Round as much as you can to your hips. Your feet can go forward, your feet can lift for both toes, your legs can straighten, and use as much control as you need, support that you have to roll to your back. Feet down, release the arms, move your knees side to side. Take any final movement you want to, and once you're done with that, stretch your legs out, Shavasana, or you come to rest in any position that your body needs. Bring your mind fully into your body as it is. Notice the connections you're making with the earth from your feet, through your hips, your shoulders, back of the hands. Notice the weight of your head. Keep your attention in the now, in all of the ways that now presents itself to you. And feel free to stay as long as you need to in Shavasana or any restful pose you're in. If you're coming out of it, start to move your hands and your feet. Circle around your ankles, around your wrists. Bend your legs, walk your feet in. Move side to side. Hug your knees close to your chest, squeeze. Maybe you take circles, you can rock up and down your back. And make your way however you want to a comfortable seat. Meet with hands in prayer in front of your heart. Take a few moments here. Take a moment in gratitude. Thank yourself for your presence in today's practice. Lift your hands to third eye space and bow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.